So Ray Dalio tweeting out a 6-tweet thread where he said he has been thinking about the new administration and Biden's promises to try and unite the country. Dalio tweeting, "I believe we are on the brink of a terrible civil war, as I described in the Changing World Order series, where we are at an inflection point between entering a type of hell of fighting or pulling back to work together for peace and prosperity." So what he means is, namely, wealth and opportunity gaps will precipitate this civil war. Now, he ended this long thread on Twitter by saying that words are not enough.
The U.S. is closer to civil war than any of us would like to believe, a member of key CIA advisory panel has said. The analysis by Barbara F. Walter, a political science professor at the University of California at San Diego who sits on the Political Instability Task Force, is contained in a book due out next year and first reported by the Washington Post. In her report, Barbara Walter points to the growing political divisions in the country, especially stimulated by Donald Trump's presidency. She points to the fact that we now have a 6-3 conservative majority Supreme Court that's looking like it's likely on its way to reversing Roe v. Wade. The Republican Party's only won one popular vote election since 1988, and the big lie perpetrated by Donald Trump and the January 6th insurrection points that upwards of 70% of the Republican Party is fully on board with the belief that Donald Trump won the election in 2020. For many in this country, the pandemic has created a growing resistance to government in the form of resistance to shutdowns, mask mandates, vaccine mandates, and things like that. And not only that, as we talk about on this channel all the time, the growing economic inequalities, the rising cost of living, stagnant wages, inaccessibility to proper health care, poor education, a flawed tax system that allows the super wealthy to get away with loopholes that none of the others can touch. All of these growing things indicate that we're on our way towards not necessarily a full-out civil war, but definitely growing unrest in the streets, without a doubt. So we just went over some key points from Barbara Walter about how our democracy is faltering on the line towards teetering into a full-on authoritative state, which could bring on civil war. Now, in my opinion, all-out civil war probably isn't likely, the same way that it was under Abraham Lincoln's administration. However, right-wing militias in the streets carrying out full violence due to statistics that we see about a large majority of the Republican Party believing that Donald Trump won the election in 2020 and all the other stats that we just read about. It's really, really important for us to keep our eyes out for things like that, because as the Republican Party continues to advance forward, and their policy positions don't change, and more people in the millennial and Gen Z generations are continuously not on board with the overt racism and just detrimental policies that have caused 2 recessions within our lifetimes, the Republican Party won't have any other options except to continue to go full-on authoritarian. And if the Democratic Party isn't able to get past their corruption to really do anything to be a true resistance party, then violence in the streets will likely increase as people face the same types of struggles, not being able to pay their bills, not being able to pay their loans off, not being able to send their children to safe schools if they live in, maybe inner city areas. As people's true struggles continue to not really be dealt with, the tensions are going to rise. As partisanship continues to grow, the government will continue to be at a stalemate. So this really, really isn't something that we should take lightly or look past.